We're going to begin at a very critical moment for President Biden today in his ambitious agenda. Overnight, the House passed a bill to prevent a government shutdown for now, but it received no Republican support at all. The bill now goes to the Senate, where it could fail. This comes after President Biden's speech at the UN seeking to reassure our allies that the U.S. is committed to global leadership on the pandemic and other issues. Weijia Jiang is at the White House with some breaking news for us this morning. Weijia, good morning to you. What can you tell us?
Good morning to you, Gayle, and good morning to everybody. Well, today, President Biden plans to announce that the U.S. will purchase more than 1 billion doses of the Pfizer vaccine to share with lower-income countries. That is more than double the original purchase plan, as he supports the goal to get 70% of the world vaccinated within a year. It's also part of President Biden's promise to lead global progress as a trusted partner. But in recent weeks, some U.S. allies have questioned American credibility, forcing the president to defend some pieces of his foreign policy, all while his domestic policy goals are in jeopardy. During his first address to the United Nations General Assembly on Tuesday, President Biden called for closer international cooperation to tackle everything from the COVID-19 pandemic to human rights abuses.
Let's make our better future now.
But ties with some U.S. allies are strained, in part because of how the president withdrew U.S. forces from Afghanistan. He framed the end of the war as a chance to reset relationships.
As we close this period of relentless war, we're opening a new era of relentless diplomacy.
And from foreign policy to the domestic agenda, Mr. Biden tied the climate change crisis to his $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. But that legislation and a smaller bipartisan measure aimed at repairing roads and bridges is in jeopardy because of rifts in the president's own party.
More than half our members will not move the bipartisan bill without the reconciliation bill being passed.
Republicans say the Democrats' proposal is one reason why they won't support raising the debt ceiling.
The reckless taxing and spending spree that Washington Democrats are assembling behind closed doors would put more debt, more borrowing, and more inflation on the shoulders of American families.
The bill is passed.
Overnight, the House passed a measure to raise the debt ceiling and avoid a government shutdown at the end of the month, extending funding through December 3rd. But it will be much tougher to clear the Senate.
A government shutdown would be a very bad thing for our country.
If the U.S. defaults on its debt, economists warn that would have a devastating impact on jobs and the stock market. Later today, President Biden plans to host Democratic leaders and House lawmakers here to talk about that and to round up more support for his infrastructure agenda. Tony?
Weijia, thank you very much.